So something I mentioned in my review for chapter 148 of Tokyo Ghoul was that I'm very excited to see how Hide kind of approaches Touka and how he reacts to her being pregnant with Kaneki's child. I think it's a very big thing. Obviously the child is, not out of danger's way as of yet, and neither is Touka, but I feel like she is extremely safe at the moment, and so is the child. And the future of the child may actually be a thing. However, I feel like Hide will play a very important role on the child's upbringing, as well as the child kind of changing Hide's perspective on the world, giving more impact to what could potentially be the finale of the story. Now, my finale of Tokyo Ghoul, what I think is potentially going to happen, Kaneki is going to reach his conclusion. He's going to die at the end of the series, and I know people hate that. I know people don't want that. People want a happy ending. You know what I mean? For me personally, I just want Kaneki to die because I feel like it brings Kaneki's character full circle. Him kind of living on with the One-Eyed King title, I don't think is a prevalent thing. I feel like the title has to be destroyed. I feel like Kaneki won't be able to live with the guilt that what he has done, destroyed, a little portion of Tokyo and killed innocent human beings. And I feel like it'd just be a nice way to kind of go about it, with Kaneki potentially killing himself or sacrificing himself to maybe first Furuta or Dr. Kanao or even the Naga Serpent, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be a quote-unquote tragic ending, but something that would bring his character completely full circle. Now that's me. And how I picture Hide kind of working with this, because Hide does mention that he wants to save Kaneki this time. However, you can interpret saving someone in a lot of different ways. If someone is in pain and the only way to stop them from feeling that pain is to kill them, you are realistically saving them. Obviously not in real terms. Don't do that, alright? If you see an injured animal and you know that in extreme pain and there's nothing you can do about it, it can't move or anything, can't fix itself, a lot of people choose to put it out of its misery, put it out of its pain, and that's the best way to save it. I feel like this would be a good way to kind of push the ending of the story, and somehow Hide will come into contact with Kaneki right before he dies. And I've made a lot of videos talking about the potential of Kaneki not going out of control, but becoming very heartless, becoming very cold, and going around and killing people, killing Dr. Kanao, killing the V organization, Furuta, whatever, and really not caring about the drawbacks for it, not caring about the repercussions for it, and kind of just doing his own thing and becoming a completely new character. I should say a completely final character, if that makes sense. Kind of something to bring him full circle. And he's doing this all to obviously protect Touka, to protect his child's future, and to kind of eliminate the dangers for his child's future. Now, where his child comes in and how this could be impactful for the ending of the story and for Hide's choices is that the emotional impact comes from Hide seeing Touka pregnant and knowing that there's a child on the way, and the fact that he can't save Kaneki at the end of the story. Or maybe Kaneki doesn't want to be saved. He's done too much. He's out of control. He's caused all this ruckus, and he still has the One-Eyed King title. For the One-Eyed King, for the throne to be destroyed, for the world to be somewhat in peace, Kaneki will have to either disappear or die. As well as the fact that Kaneki's health comes into play as well. He's severely sick, and we don't know how Dragon is going to affect that health, whether it's super good or super bad. So in Hide's eyes, him meeting Touka and finding out about the child kind of makes the death of Kaneki and Hide potentially killing Kaneki to help him even more impactful. It's very emotional then, because as much as Hide knows that Kaneki is doing all this because of his child, because of Touka, because of the future he wants to build, the safe future between humans and ghouls, unfortunately Kaneki can't live to see that day. However, Hide can. Hide will most likely be the savior for Kaneki's child and kind of pursue Kaneki's future to join the human world and the ghoul world together. And I've always said this. I've always said that, if Hide ever were to return, he would be the person to outreach the human hand to the ghoul world, to join those two bridges together. You need to have two mutual sides to join those worlds. Kaneki is one side and Hide is the other. And I feel like to respect Kaneki's legacy for the amount that Hide cares of him, if Kaneki were to die at the end of the series, Hide would pursue that journey of joining the human world and the ghoul world together. For Kaneki, for Touka, and especially for Kaneki and Touka's child. A big thing is, world peace will never literally be a thing. There's not much you can really do about ghouls and humans across the globe. However, in certain sections in Tokyo, little zones and sections and cities and towns or whatever that are ghoul populated as well as human populated, and they kind of coexist. It's publicly known. If you're coming into this town, there's ghouls in here too. There's ghoul restaurants that serve particular meat, human meat. A lot of people think that it's an endless cycle. Ghouls have got to kill humans to live, and humans want to protect themselves against the ghouls, obviously. But there is always a certain way you can kind of go around it. You know what I mean? A lot of people die every single day, not from ghouls, but just just in general, right? You can give this meat to ghouls as food. You could somehow implement, human blood, or maybe try and create like a tofu for ghouls that isn't related to humans, you know what I mean? If they were to engineer some sort of food for ghouls to eat that is just as nutritious as humans and ghouls alike, if that makes sense. And like I said, recently, ghouls could offer up their blood, and humans could potentially engineer some sort of serum or virus or medicine, whatever, to heal humans. Now, this wouldn't make humans immortal, and this potentially wouldn't make them ghouls, if they were to engineer it to that point. It'd just be like a medicine that could cure all things, but doesn't stop them from aging. It's still like a real thing. And then you have some sort of balance. You have something to work with. Ghouls gives to the humans, and the humans give back to ghouls, and they live in peace. No one has to kill each other. And there'll be like little sections, little zones that are kind of with peaceful ghouls, with peaceful humans that like to live with each other, you know what I mean? Ghouls can be used to much more extent in the human world as well, not just medical fields, but military fields. You can have ghouls in the military, you can have ghouls in the police force, and a lot of different other aspects as well. So I feel like Hide pursuing this future for Kaneki, for his child, it would be a very emotional thing. As well as Hide, I don't want to say raising Kaneki's child, but being a very big impact. I feel like it would be something that Kaneki would want, for Hide to obviously be there for his child, considering it kind of just lines up well. Kaneki never really had a father figure, but Arima stepped in. So Kaneki's child not having a father figure, but Hide steps in. I feel like that'd be very emotional and kind of sit well with the story overall. But who knows? Ishida can literally take the story anywhere. We could have this really nice ending. We could have this cliche ending. We could have this super dark, super tragic, super emotional ending. Or we could have everything below that, which is just dark and misery and everything. So, either one. Wherever Ishida goes with his writing, I have full faith. I am very excited to see how he brings the story full circle, how he brings everything to a conclusion, and I'm nervous to see how long we've actually got. Ishida is a very articulate writer, and you never really know when the series is coming to an end. It could end 4 weeks from now, it could end 4 months from now, or 4 years from now. Like, you never really know. For me, it feels like we're in the final stretch. We still have a lot of information to go through, a lot of backstories that we should see to kind of bring the full story full circle, but it seems like we're in the start of the final stretch, potentially. So, with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching, but I'm actually going to end the video off here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.